Hey, this is Jordan. I just want to do some NFL over under predictions for the upcoming week 15 of the NFL. So, the first game is obviously going to be the Thursday night game, the New York Jets versus the Baltimore Ravens. So, I'm taking over 45. That's where the number is right now. I'm taking over because I think the offenses are better than the defenses, in my opinion. Um, I don't think Baltimore's offense is going to be as good because they're missing some guys. But, um, the New York Jets, their defense, I just don't like their defense. They gave a lot of money to CJ Mosley. He's out for the season. I don't know. They don't have a very good defense. So, anyways, I'm taking over 45. That's a pretty low number. So, um, Tampa Bay versus Detroit. I'm gonna take. I'm probably gonna take over 40. That's a tough one because I don't think the offenses are that good. They're not like amazing offenses, but I also don't think the defenses like are very good because Detroit put up 7 points last week. Tampa Bay put up I think 38 points, so they have a good offense. Um, I took Tampa Bay minus the 3.5, but I just don't like these teams very much. I don't know. I don't feel like I feel like 47 is a pretty high number for teams that just I don't know. I might actually I might have to go with the under. I might go with under just because I don't like that number 47. That's too high. Uh Jameis Winston, he's an up and down quarterback. I think he's going to win this game, but I don't know. And then Detroit, David Blau, he's been playing well, but yeah, I don't know. I'm going to take under 47. I think that number's too high. Um, Washington versus Philadelphia. Now, this game could be kind of low scoring, but I'm taking the over because the number is much lower than I thought it would be. It's at 40, like straight 40. So that is a really low number. I thought it was going to be like 43 or 45. 40 is too low. I'm going to have to take. Yeah, it's tough because I took the over for the game. What is it? Green Bay versus the Redskins. I took over like 41 or 40 or something. It was a really low over under, but it ended up going under. It was 20 to 15. So that yeah, I mean that's a tough one. I really it's tough for me to take under 40 though. You know what I mean? I do think it'll be low scoring. I don't like these offenses very much, but that's just too low. So I'm gonna take over 40. Um, yeah, this is another one where the number's too low. Chicago versus Green Bay. I am definitely going to take over 40 and a half. It's at 40 and a half right now. So that is also, it's too low. I think Mitchell Trubisky had a great game. The Bears offense played well. Green Bay, they didn't have that good of a game on offense, only putting up 20 points to the Redskins. But I still think they have a good offense. Aaron Rodgers and Devontae Adams is kind of injured. I think he's still like a little. There's something wrong with him. But I like Aaron Jones. I think the offenses, and then on the other hand, um, yeah, not only Mitchell Trubisky, but the what is it, Anthony Miller, that wide receiver, he played well. So I like I like over 40 and a half points. Yeah. So, next game is New England versus Cincinnati. So, this one, oh my gosh. I keep. This is going to be a low scoring game, though. But, hmm, I don't know. Because it's at 40 and a half right now. And taking under 40 and a half is tough because that's such a low number. But how can anyone take the over for this game? I mean, New England's offense has been terrible. And unless Cincinnati's starting Andy Dalton again. Hold on. Yeah, so I can't figure out if they're going to keep playing Andy Dalton or not. I'm not seeing anything. That's kind of annoying. But I'm I'm gonna have to take. Hmm. I'm gonna skip that one for now. I don't like that. I don't like that game because I think it's gonna be low scoring. I'm gonna skip that. Um, Houston versus Tennessee 50. This is a very high over under. Um, I think Tennessee's been putting up a lot of points on offense, and I think Houston doesn't have a very good defense. I understand why the number is where it is. I'm taking over 50. I'm gonna take over 50. That's a pretty high number, but I just think this is gonna be a high scoring game, and it should be that number should be like that. So over 50. Um, Seattle versus Carolina. I'm gonna take under 48. The reason why I'm taking under is because Seattle's offense hasn't been doing too well. They have a good defense, but and then Carolina's offense also hasn't been doing too well. So I am gonna take under 48. I like that. I like that number. Um, yeah. So that just makes sense to me because yeah, I think that'll be not a super low scoring game, but 48 is just too high. So under 48. Kansas City versus Denver. I have to take over 46. And I'm taking over because Denver's offense is great last week, and Kansas City obviously has a good offense. So it just makes sense to me to play over 46. That's not too high of a number. Um, yeah, so over 46 for Denver and Kansas City. Miami versus the New York Giants. This is an interesting one because I want to take over because the defenses are so bad. You know what I mean? That makes sense to me to take the over. But at the same time, the teams are just so bad, it makes me want to take the under. I don't know. I'm actually that's a really really tough one. It's just I I don't like these defenses. I really don't want to take the under because I don't feel like these defenses can do a lot when it comes to. But the offenses are also pretty bad. I mean, these teams are like the two worst teams in the NFL. So I, I'm gonna take the over. I'm gonna take over 46. Just solely based on the fact that I hate these defenses. Um, yeah, I'm gonna take over 46 and a half. That's what the number is. Over 46 and a half. Pittsburgh versus Buffalo. Now, this is an interesting one because it makes sense that this is a low scoring game. I think most people would agree that this is going to be a low scoring game. But 36 and a half is too low. I don't like that number at all. I really, really don't like that number. I'm going to take over 36 and a half for Buffalo Pittsburgh just because the number is so low. Jacksonville versus Oakland. Um, I hate the way these offenses have been playing. I'm actually going to take under 45 and a half. I don't like the way these offenses are playing. I think they are really bad on offense. You know, I kind of want to take over 45 and a half just because these teams, they're missing some guys who are like their biggest defensive players last year, like Jalen Ramsey and Khalil Mack. They've been gone for a while now, especially Khalil Mack. But like these defenses are just not the same defenses as they used to be, and I understand why someone would take over, but I just think that the under, I don't I just don't like the way the offenses have been playing. So I'm gonna take under 45 and a half. So next game, Cleveland versus Arizona. Uh, hmm. I understand why. This guy, I think this game could be kind of high scoring, but the number's too high. 48 is too high of a number. I don't like that. I just think that is a really, really, really high number. So I'm gonna take under 48. I really don't like what I'm looking at right there with that number. It's just too high. So under 48 points. Yeah, Cleveland is their offense isn't clicking that well. Odell Beckham's out. Kyler Murray and the offense, they're okay. The defenses are both not very good right now, so I understand why people are taking the over. But 48, like I said, is too high, so I'm going to take under 48 points. Atlanta versus San Francisco. This game could be a higher scoring game. San Francisco's offense has been really good, and Atlanta's offense is better than their defense for sure. I'm but the number is pretty high. It's at 47. So I think I'm going to take over 47. I just think that this is going to be a high scoring game. So I'm going to take over 47, even though that's a pretty high number. Um, I just like the way the offenses have been playing. Both offenses have been putting up a decent amount of points. Last game, I think Atlanta put up 40 points and San Francisco put up 48 points. So I mean, it's not crazy to pick over 47, even though that's a pretty high number. So over over 47. LA Rams versus Dallas. I I hate these offenses, honestly. I'm going to take under 49. I think 49 is way too high of a number. I just don't like these offenses that much. Even though the LA Rams have been pretty good on offense lately, I just don't like this number. I don't trust these teams to put up a bunch of points. I'm going to take under 49. I just think that makes sense. I don't trust these teams. So, that number's too high. So the next one is going to be um, Minnesota versus the LA Chargers. This one also, this might also have to be an underplay. I think that I don't really like these offenses. I know the Chargers put up a lot of points last week, but I just don't. I don't know. I mean, Philip Rivers and Kirk Cousins. I don't know. This is a really tough one. This is a tough one because it's like I don't really like these offenses, but at the same time, the defenses aren't all that. I like Minnesota's defense. I don't know. Hmm. I don't know. I'm gonna go with my gut here and take over 45. I don't know why I'm gonna do it, but I'm gonna take over 45. I'm just going with my gut. I don't think these offenses have been that impressive, but 45. I don't know. I'm just going with my gut. I'm taking over 45 for the Chargers versus the Vikings. Indianapolis versus the New Orleans Saints. I have to take. I'm gonna take over 46 points. I think New Orleans put up a lot of points last week. Against the 49ers. And the Colts have been putting up more and more points since Jacoby Brissett's come back. So they didn't. Well, I don't know. It's hard to say that, but I think I have to take over 46. Yeah, I mean, this could. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a low scoring game, but like, I'm pretty much taking the over solely based on the fact that last week both teams scored a lot of points. So the Colts scored 35 points and the Saints scored like 46 points. So yeah, I'm gonna have to take over 46 total. That makes sense to me. That just makes sense. So over 46 for Colts versus the Saints. And since that is the Monday game, that is it. That'll be the end of the video. So yeah. But I was gonna say real quick. I was just looking at it, and anyways, I was looking at it, and I just noticed that the game for next Thursday, if you want to bet on that, or if you are able to bet on that, right now, for some reason, the LA Rams and the San Francisco 49ers, that's the game, opened up as a pick 'em. So if you're able to get San Francisco at home as a pick 'em, you have to do that. That is like, I have no idea why they opened it up as a pick'em. So if you're able to bet on San Francisco as a pick'em, you're able to find that bet. Some places might not have it. They'll probably have it after. I don't know. I mean, I know after the Thursday game, the Jets Ravens game, they'll have, I think a lot of places will have numbers, but this number is just insane. I mean, as a yeah, I mean, I don't understand why San Francisco is not at least a 3-point favorite or something. So, anyways, yeah, I just noticed that. So, San Francisco at home next Thursday, as a pick'em. That is an insane bet, and just an even line at minus 110, which is the normal juice for you know. Anyways, so yeah, pick them at minus 110 on the juice. Yeah, that's like the best bet I've seen in a long time. That might be one of the best bets of the whole year. Anyways, I'm gonna end the video. So hopefully I get most of these right, and good luck.